Brandon Ingram's going to back up for the time being. Here's Luol Deng, who's signed here with the Lakers in the offseason. Rick Fox, a 3-time NBA champion here with the Lakers. And you picked some pretty good cities to play in lately, huh? Miami, LA, not bad.
No, I've been very blessed. I'm excited.
What are you seeing here from Brandon and him accepting this role of becoming your backup essentially to start?
No, you know, Brandon is for a 19-year-old. Just take basketball aside. He's very humble, very mature. The kid loves the game. I mean, I already see him in the gym at night before training camp started, working and everything. He's going to be a great player in this league for many years to come.
Heading now from Miami here into LA, you've been a part of very good teams, teams that required a balance between young and old and vets, and you're here now as a vet at a time in your career where your leadership and skills are both needed.
Yeah.
What's the stage that you're setting for these young men? Because they had a chance to play under Kobe Bryant at a time when Kobe obviously was leaving the game. You have a lot of years left. What can you impart to them at this stage?
I think, you know, first of all, it's a great role to be in. You know, I'm really excited. When I was in Chicago, you know, everything was just out of hard work. You know, I followed the vets. We had a good coaching staff, and I just came in and just played hard every day. When I went to Miami, we had some good vets. So my role was more of, you know, I played hard every night, but I was more of the balancer. You know, I played my role as best as I can. Now here in Miami, I mean, here in LA, every day I'm an example. You know, how I approach practice every day, what I do when we, after practice, trying to recover, being early, getting shots up, and just setting the pathway to these young guys. And the exciting thing about it is they're also they're so willing and so, you know, they're so focused on the season. They're really, everybody in the team wants to do well. And it makes my job a lot easier, and I'm so excited that, you know, I got a group of young guys that just watching me every night of what I'm doing. So,
well, those aren't just words. We were here early preparing for the show, and the first bus showed up, and you walked in the gym. I ran into you in the hallway. You were just coming out of the weight room. You're getting shots up. So that type of leadership is going to be needed, because these young men are hoping to have the type of career you have and are continuing to have, and it's those type of actions and rituals that get you there.
Yeah, no, I always say, I think, you know, it's something that a lot of people don't pay attention to in the NBA, but for a lot of young guys, you got to look at the situation they come in. You know, when you come in and you got guys in the team that are constantly working hard in the gym early, I think for the young guys, they start to realize that this is what this league is about, and they pick up this habit from an early age. If you come into the league and, you know, you're not in necessarily a great situation, I think you pick up bad habits. So it's really important for us guys, the older guys that have been in the league for a while, to let these guys know and let them see why we're still in the league and why we're still doing well.
Well, you've played with some really talented point guards early in their career, Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving for part of one season. What do you see in D'Angelo Russell?
I think, you know, D'Angelo, the game is so easy to him, and I think a lot of people see that. I think he has the ability, and he is also so young, but he has the ability to take it up to another level. I'm already on him and just telling him to start being more vocal with the guys, to see, you know, he could get a lot of guys easy baskets. You know, the plays that we put in with Coach Luke now, it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of ways that you could run the offense and still be efficient and not doing as much. You know, I think a lot of times he's just got to see when, you know, so-and-so needs to cut, so-and-so could have a shot. And he's really going to get that. It's going to come within time. And Luke is doing a lot of film with him and trying to, you know, settle him down a little bit.
When you ended last year and your game evolved and were asked to play a lot more of the 4 position with Miami, how much did that factor in when you were making your decision on where you'd go next about team utilizing you in that type of way, or maybe not if you didn't like it?
Yeah, no, what I loved last year when I played the 4, I was just able to move a lot. You know, with the 4, I was able to get back to cutting. I was able to run the pick and rolls. I was able to, you know, the big guard in me, I was able to run the floor, get into the offense quicker. With the offense we're running here, it's a lot of that. You know, it's a lot of movement. It's a lot of cutting. It's a lot of just trying to get out on a fast break. So even though I'm playing the 3 a lot more than I am playing the 4, I'm okay with it because we're moving so much more. The ball is moving, everybody's moving. There's so many different ways to score.
You played for, you mentioned Chicago and Miami, Tibbs, Spolster. Now you're playing for Luke. Both of those coaches are defensive-oriented minded guys, and this is something that this team lacked. Your conversations with Luke, any conversations about defense?
No, definitely. And even at practice, he's told me to just speak up every time I see something, let these young guys know. And the best thing we did is our first training camp, the whole practice was defense. A lot of people are always talking about Luke's offensively. What's the offense going to be like? The first thing he did when we came in, we just focused on defense. And for these young guys, it's so important for them to understand that, even though we got a lot of guys that could score on this team, we're not going to win if we don't play defense.
Well, we're going to hear more from your head coach coming up next. So, Luol, we want to thank you for joining us here, and best of luck your first year with the Lakers.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome
Thanks for having me.
Luol Deng here joining us, and Rick, former teammates, getting set to join us here. You're going to have to break down what you saw of him as a full-time head coach now.
I didn't see a